that this really bustin'. Now it's time to have a discussion. Welcome to the Sound of the Rain podcast. Sound of the Rain Productions. It's gotta be something out of this world like astronomy. Follow me, I got the soundtrack for the creator economy. Let's talk about your goals, talk about your needs, ways to achieve, so that we can find a way to succeed. We'll find a way to win with music by thinking outside of the box. Classic rock, pop to hip hop, it don't stop. Knock 'em out of the box. Give me the microphone and I'ma do that. Knock 'em out of the box. Give me the microphone and I'ma do that.
What's going on? And I want to welcome you to another episode of the Sound of the Rain podcast, episode number 14, titled Welcome to Sound of the Rain Productions. What you just heard is the new introduction for the Sound of the Rain podcast. I might switch it up, change it up every week, every other week, I don't know, but let me know if y'all like it. You can leave a comment on Twitter, Facebook, the different social medias, Instagram, DM me, reach out to me. Let me know what you think of the new intro. But yeah, the new episode is called Welcome to Sound of the Rain Productions. And before we get into that, I just want to thank everybody for their continued support of the podcast, of the brand. But we've got a few changes that are coming, and I'm very excited about those, and I hope that you are as well. First off, I want to go over the numbers for the past week. For the streams and things like that. So on Apple Music, I got 19 plays, and starting with Fury, my Shazam related, actually, hold on. Okay, so number one was Just Rap, Spitter's Anthem, my recent song that I just put out. Is available on all streaming services and digital stores. Fury, my Shazam, Fury of the Gods inspired song was number 2, and Backup was number 3. So I definitely appreciate the support to all my Apple Music streamers out there. On Spotify, number 1 was I Need a Little Help. That's a surprise. That's a good thing. This Beats Whack was number 2. Awesome. And the new released Just Rap Spitter's Anthem. That is actually number 3. So thank you for the support on that. And just in case if anybody was wondering, on Just Rap at the very beginning, I've got a sample of Crazy Bone. He's speaking before the verses they did when they battled 3-6 Mafia. But the voice after that is none other than Stanley House, a.k.a. the Fifth Dog, a.k.a. Stack, a.k.a. Flesh and Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. That's just him giving me a shout out, letting the world know that we'll be working together in the near future. So y'all definitely look out for that. Sound of the Rain and Stack the Fifth Dog. Flesh and Bone, definitely coming soon. Shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony Records. Shout out to Havoc. Shout out to Greasy Bone. Shout out to Sleepy Bone. No, Sleepy the Hitman, I'm sorry. Shout out to K Quick. Shout out to all those fellas, man, that's holding it down. If I forgot anybody, I apologize. Also want to give a shout out to one of my greatest supporters and followers on Instagram, the homie Eric Barati. If I'm pronouncing your last name, my brother, incorrectly, I definitely do apologize. But Eric is always consistent with showing love, showing support. I definitely appreciate that. Eric's a producer as well. I look forward to being able to rock over one of his beats in the future. So definitely check out Eric. He's awesome on the drums. He's a great Bone Thugs and Harmony fan. Eric Barati, EricBuratty. That's on Instagram. Check the homie out. Tell him Sound of the Rain sent you. Please believe it. But today on the show, we're going to get into Welcome to Sound of the Rain Productions. So, Sound of the Rain Productions is what it's all about going forward. I'm rebranding my whole career. As far as me making music, it's not a priority anymore. And I say that as far as because before it was like me making songs, trying to get, not necessarily put on or discovered, but trying to get attention, trying to get noticed and build kind of a fan base. And those are things that I still want to do, but my ultimate goal is to make money. I'm looking to be able to support my family with my talents and my giftings. And as far as streaming services and, different things as far as being an artist, those are not providing the funds I would say, as well or as fast as some unconventional outside of the box methods that I can think of. So Sound of the Rain Productions, we're focusing on content creators. So our slogan is we provide the soundtrack for the creator economy. Sound of the Rain Productions, we provide the soundtrack for the creator economy. So if you are a podcaster, if you create YouTube videos, anything within that creator space, we're going to be your go-to for anything as far as music. You know, if you need to know some of the laws and rules as far as what music you can put out on the different streaming platforms, information on royalty-free music, how to get your music distributed through digital distributors, all of that kind of stuff. Sound of the Rain Production wants to be your one-stop shop for all that information. We'll be providing music for content creators that are interested in needing beats or soundtracks for their videos. We'll be providing courses on how to create your own music for your videos. We will be providing services for producers. If you're an up-and-coming producer and you need someone to make a song with your beat or to rap over your beat, Sound of the Rain is available for a fee, of course. Unless you're the homie, but Sound of the Rain Productions is available to provide that service. Right now, creating podcast intros and outros is something that we're doing or working on as well. And I will say this: I've made more with one client selling a podcast intro than I have made the entire time I've been streaming music on the streaming services from DistroKid. And that's not a slam to DistroKid as far as a service. I love DistroKid, but it's as far as my music getting heard and streamed. So ever since 2020, I have made a total of $47.16 on DistroKid. That's right, a whopping $47.16. Now, that is, when you're trying to make a career out of this, that's not very encouraging. That's actually very discouraging. And one thing that I kind of was realizing is that music is not just used by people that consume it to listen to it for entertainment purposes, or, you know, like I'm going to the gym, I need my jams, or I'm cleaning up the house, or I want to just listen to my music. Like, there are more people that need and use music. Music is the soundtrack of life, okay? And so there are companies, when you're in the elevator and you're listening to elevator music, guess what? Somebody created that elevator music. When you're sitting in the movie theater and it's showing those little slides and advertisements before the trailers come on, and there's like some music coming on or playing in the background, and then you hear the trivia, somebody made that music. And there's companies that are paying people to make this music and make these services, okay? Those are the people that I would like to direct my services and my craft and my ability to. I love to make music, and me making music doesn't mean just, you know, making songs about, or making full-length songs, or making albums and things like that. It's just the creativity, the challenge of making music. And recently, with me making podcast intros, I have 30 seconds to get my point across, and maybe 8 bars. And that has been more of a challenge than anything. It's very fun. It's very neat to see, okay, what kind of creative idea can I come up with for this specific podcast? You know, the person will give me information about it. I'll get a little info. I'll hear a little bit of their podcast, and I'm like, boom, something comes in my head, and then I work it out. You know, hopefully they love it. If not, you know, I work with them to get it updated to where they're satisfied with their purchase. And if you're interested in acquiring my services for your podcast intro or outro, or intro and outro, I definitely encourage you to jump on the train soon, because the price will be going up. Please believe it. That's not in a way to threaten or scare anybody or intimidate you, or it's not a marketing tactic. It's just the truth. I provide a quality service, a quality product, and the price is going to go up. Now I still will be making music. I still will distribute music, but at this point, it's going to be more of a passion project. My focuses right now are Sound of the Raign Productions. Project Xanthia is probably the biggest thing that we're working on in the background. That's kind of an overall project. So that's the closest thing you guys will get to an album from me. But and that kind of coincides with the business as well, because it's essentially like a marketing tool for Nick Adams' series called Xanthia. And so as that is being worked on, my services are available in the other ways that I did describe earlier. But it's all about me managing and using my time to the best way that benefits me. I'll give you an example. So Pipe Down was a song that I wrote that was inspired by Super Mario Brothers. And for me, it wouldn't have been a good investment of my time. It would have benefited me more to work on demos for my freelancing with the Fiverr account that I have. I'll have a link to their website in the show notes. But Fiverr is where you can acquire my services for different things. And me putting out the Super Mario Brothers song, I would have put it out. People would have heard it. It would have been good. And weeks later, it would have been on to something else, And I'm not saying that there's not a time where I'll put out a song that might pop off or blow up or get hot or anything like that. But right now, that's not my focus. And it's almost like the lottery draw. I do have some really cool songs in the pipeline, and I'm still going to put those out. Brainstorm has been canceled. When there is a demand for an album from me, a big enough demand, and it makes sense for me financially, then I definitely will put out a project. I'm actually working on putting out still nerdcore music, but in the anime realm. Anime is a big market right now. It's something that people love. So I definitely want to, dip my toes in the water. I got an idea. I want to work on a chainsaw. I think it's called Chainsaw Man. But I want to work on a song from that. Definitely Demon Slayer. Some of the ones my sons are into, One Piece. Things like that. Of course, Dragon Ball. Like, I'm very familiar with anime, but I haven't watched a lot of anime. So I've got a lot of homework to do. But the thing is I can actually write a song with just a little bit of information. You'd be surprised, like the Shazam song, the John Wick song. Those are songs that I wrote had not ever had seen the movies before. The John Wick song, I sat there and watched a video that was pretty much like a recap of the John Wick series, and I watched a couple of trailers, and then I went to town on it. So, it's definitely something that will be a challenge, but will definitely be fun. Demon Slayer is going to be, the first song I'll probably work on within that anime space, and then try to get a cool video put out for it. That'll definitely get it some glow and some shine. The YouTube channel, that's one thing that I want to talk about. So everything that I do is essentially going to be a marketing tool for Sound of the Raign Productions. So this podcast, the things and the topics I go over, they're going to be problems that creators might be facing, tips they might need, just kind of stories I can talk about, things that I've been through, sharing my journey as I try to become a creator. And I'll be sharing those things, but they're all going to circle around and lead back to Sound of the Raign Productions. So I'm actually doing an overhaul on my my YouTube channel. All the Bone content that wasn't like things that I made, like reaction videos, if it was like the Bone Thugs verse of the day, or pretty much a lot of the videos. Some of my biggest ones were ones that I took from Busy Bones channel, Jam TV. And made like little videos out of those little YouTube shorts. All of those I've taken down. And the reason being is because I've been getting a lot of comments, a lot of subscribers, all this stuff from those Bone videos. And this is not like a diss towards Bone or me putting Bone down. Bone Thugs and Harmony has always been my favorite group. They're the homies. I'm not gonna sit here and act like like I could text them every day and message them like, "Yo, what's up, fellas?" But they know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like their bone. I want to be Sound of the Rain. I want to have my own identity and grow my own platform. And my platform had been growing based off of their name. So right now I have 2,500 subscribers on YouTube. And to be totally honest, I don't know how many of them are there or here for Sound of the Rain, And so I have a video coming out that's going to address that. And a video that I'm working on is going to address, my current status and situation with the channel to give my subscribers the opportunity to know, what's going on and how the channel is going to be going moving forward. And if people decide to unsubscribe, I get it. And I totally respect that. I actually expect it. And I feel like essentially I'm growing my YouTube channel from scratch and I'm starting over. But, a lot of my older content is still there. Some of my cooking videos, but going forward, it's all going to point to Sound of the Raign Productions. And you're going to kind of see it there. I really touched on the topic of a lot of the things that I did plan on doing. Like I said, courses. I want to be able to teach people things and share the information and the knowledge that I have, because I want to see people be able to live out their dreams and do the things that they want to do, and for me, I'm not saying I'm the best or the greatest at it, but I know enough to be able to share my information. I know how to mix and master a song. I know how to record myself. I know how to record a podcast. I know how to mix and master it. I know how to upload it and share it to the different platforms. So you would be surprised. Matter of fact, somebody might be listening to this now and not realize all of the skills and talents and giftings that they have that they can use to be able to create a business or some type of outlet for themselves and to be able to make money off of it. Even if it's not going to be something that you do full time, if you wanted to do something like a side hustle or a side job or some type of side gig, I want to be able to point people in that direction. A lot of the things that I've learned, production, recording, mixing, mastering, all of those were done out of necessity. I'm a one-man band, one-man army. And I had no choice but to teach myself how to do it and learn how to do it and look at videos on YouTube and read things and listen to tips and tricks and just, it's a whole bunch of information I've gathered, and I look forward to being able to share it. I can't, sit and talk to each person one at a time and share with them, this is how you do that, this is how you do this, but I can make a platform which will be Sound of the Rain's YouTube channel where you can get lessons from Sound of the Raign Productions. I will be offering courses that you can subscribe to or pay for that will teach you how to do different skills and different things. So, I'm very, very, very excited for it. I'm very excited for y'all, the listeners, and I definitely appreciate your patience as we take this transition, as we begin to grow. So, just a heads up, the next episode of the Sound of the Rain podcast and going forward, it's gonna be geared towards content creators. I'm trying to be the audio, like the Roberto Blake of music, if that makes sense. And if you're not familiar with Roberto Blake, get familiar with him. I've learned a lot, almost everything about YouTube and, being an entrepreneur and content creation from him. Sean Cannell, if I pronounce his name wrong, I'm so sorry. And Pat Flynn, and then people that they've introduced on their different platforms. I look at the business model that Colin Moriarty has from Last Stand Media and just the way that, he structures things. Like, I'm blessed to be able to live in America where there's a lot of freedom and a lot of opportunities that a lot of people don't have. And I'm going to take advantage of this, so stay tuned. Keep your ear to the street. Sound of the Raign Productions, soundbusinessrain@gmail.com. If you need anything, reach out to us. We got you for your musical needs. Sound of the Raign Productions. We provide the soundtrack for the creator economy. Peace.